And I'm starting to feel like a guy reporting a data on a forest fire, say, or a wildfire. We're tracking how many, where the new fires are. We're tracking the number of acres burnt. We're tracking the perimeter. We're tracking all the different data, but we don't have any firefighters out there. We're not doing anything to actually stop it. And I think we need some enforcement somehow. Many cities have fines. They have people who are enforcing that. If you, I was recently in a Safeway store, and a gal walked by me with no mask and started coughing. And I'm thinking, what? And it was the early morning hours when Safeway hasn't opened for just seniors to isolate the cases what they can. Anyway, like I said, I track 7 different websites every day. Thank you.
Okay.
That's not uncommon. I have friends who track 5 or more websites every day, and everyone's kind of scratching their heads.
So I talked with Salvador Salazar from the, haven't said that for a few days, from the governor's office yesterday. He was checking in with us. Apparently they have some conversations going, looking at some strategies. I think that they're actually, they're talking with L&I, was the last thing he said on the phone, and try and assess the situation in terms of what they might do. I think that conversation probably does speak to more enforcement.
The experience that I just had here at noon, that seems to me to be heavy-handed and overzealous. If you had a customer in your business that tested positive 10 days ago, and then they walk in and shut the business down and kick everybody else and tell the bartender that he needs to go and get COVID tested immediately within 1 hour, or they'll close the place down permanently.
Well,
and then we have this gal. I'm not going to give any names, but she came up to me and said, "My daughter works at Walmart. So many people got tested positive, and they don't do anything to big box stores, but they surely pick on little businesses, and I don't like that."
Jim, you're on the Board of Health for our county, and we count on you guys to do something. So why can't you do something about it?
Well, if I had my choice to do something about it, I would say that they need to be a little bit more civil to these poor business owners that they're bankrupting.
Well, then maybe the Board of Health needs to meet or something. I mean, we have these Wednesday meetings for COVID, and not much happens. And who do we have if we don't have our elected officials to stick up for us?
Well, here's the problem, Isabelle, is that it seems to me that it's not equitable across the board. They go after, from the top down, clear from the governor's office down, they'll go after the little businesses and shut them down, but they will not do anything to the big businesses. So if I was to do anything on the Board of Health, my suggestion would be, if you guys are going to be heavy-handed with these little businesses, you need to march up to Walmart and do the same thing.
Well, maybe you should call a meeting. Call a meeting of the Board of Health or something if you feel that way. However, I'm on the, if you have to choose sides, I'm on the concern of these rising, alarming numbers over the past week. I mean, you go to any of those websites and they'll show you Okanogan's rising numbers of the past week. I think it was over 800 per 100,000. And then they've got data for the last week and the last 2 weeks. And I certainly hope you're monitoring that, and I don't see why you wouldn't think it's not alarming, but there should be something that can be done. I mean, New York brought down their cases. Why can't we do something?
Well, I agree with Commissioner Hover also that when we look at that and we look at those numbers, I like to have the information myself. Okay, how many hospitalizations do we have?
It's on there. It's
And
on
then-
there.
There's 26, I think.
Is that 26 from day one, or is that 26?
Yeah, see, there's
in the last
ambiguity
14
there.
days?
They can't tell us if
How
if
many-
a guy comes off.
How many tests per 100,000 individuals is New York running versus?
My
Oklahoma?
understanding is that if they're hospitalized, they're hospitalized. So as the data was provided July 27th, 7 of the ones that are hospitalized from Okanogan County are at Central Washington Hospital.
Okay, so there's 7 people from Okanogan County in Central Washington.
7 of them are at Central Washington
At
Hospital.
Hospital, yeah.
in Wenatchee.
The total hospitalized is 26.
For a
Is
long
that
time,
currently
for a long time,
that-
Okanogan County had the highest number, which was 7. Just recently, a couple of the other counties have caught up.
6 are on ventilators.
6 of the people from our county are on ventilators?
It doesn't say which
No,
county.
6 at Central Washington, I think, are on ventilators. And they're in, 6 are in ICU, 6 are on ventilators.
But that,
County or
is that from
administration.
all the counties in eastern Washington, or is that just Okanogan, Chris? Or do you-
That one is the total.
North
Sorry,
Central
thank you.
Washington. Oh, the other website is Wenatchee World, North Central Washington, and that's what that data is from at North Central Hospital.
Well,
They don't even know there's a problem.
The conversations I've been having with people and I had with Salvador yesterday was, I was saying, I thought maybe you were calling to tell us we were going to go backwards on our phase. He said no, but there's a lot of talk about that kind of stuff.
Call has been forwarded to an automatic
Is that
voice.
going to accomplish it? No, I don't think it is.
So as the numbers rise, the question then that comes about for me is, when do we do something?
well, okay.
That's just a question.
No, that's a good question.
It's not an argument. I don't want to argue about it.
What do, okay. There are a lot of these things that are happening from people getting it and then going out of their house, you know, doing what they're doing. So are we going to institute martial law?
I didn't
and
say
that-
that.
I'm not-
You ask
no.
yourself that and you
No,
tell me, okay?
That's not an argument
Okay.
against you, Chris.
Okay, good.
That is a rhetorical
Okay,
question about thinking because you get frustrated. I get frustrated
all right.
with, okay, what do you do? Right? You're trying to keep people, trying to get people to wear masks, when they're in these tighter confined places, stores, all these stores. What are the other things, though, that you do?
Well, you know what, just observations, and I don't have the answer.
No,
This is my
this
first,
is a conversation, not an argument.
my first pandemic.
Your
like,
road first? Yeah, this is my first rodeo, too.
Yeah, okay, so, but my observation is that we argued for opening businesses, and one of the bases for that argument from my own personal standpoint was that the disparity between big business and small business. But regardless, we argued for that, and I argued that our businesses are committing to making sure that they are going to try to keep those levels low by masks, distancing, all those things. And then as things moved on, I saw that partially that was true. They didn't fully back us up on that. Now we have an order that says you got to wear masks. But as those things happen, and harvest came along, obviously, our numbers started to rise dramatically, and there were numbers started to rise all over the nation as a result of the same thing, people backing off and opening up business, because that's what people wanted to see happen. And since then, the numbers have risen, and we can talk about, well, they've increased the testing, and that's the reason for that, and all those things. But it's an observation that I'm making about a virus, and I still go back to the pandemic of 1918, and that's exactly what happened. And a lot of people died, and a lot of people get sick. And the other thing that's being brought up quite a bit lately is that how does it affect those that had it, that actually beat it, as far as their overall health for their lifetime? Those are questions that we don't know all the answers to, but there's a lot of discoveries being made in that area, and it's risky business. It's an experiment.
The thing that I look at is that this virus is not going to be like, so I read something where, I forget who it was, they were high up in the government now, it said if people wore masks for 4 to 8 weeks, everybody wore a mask for 4 to 8 weeks, that this virus would be gone. No, I don't think so. No, I honestly do not think so. No.
I don't either, and I don't know who high up in the government is, but that's an argument.
Yeah, I can go look at it right now and find out. I mean, it was. I just thought that it was such a, those are pretty bold statements to be making.
Yeah, Chris, could you lower your camera a little bit, please? I'm seeing your
You really
forehead.
want to get this closer?
You had a nice forehead.
Thank you.
So you say this about what I just said?
We all do that. And I was just always go, well, where did the information come from? If there's somebody high up in the government, it makes, because that would be like somebody saying, well, Andy Hover's a commissioner and he knows all about it. Right. Or Chris Branch, for that matter.
So I guess I'm picking up that the commissioners, at least Mr. DeTro and Mr. Hover, don't think there's much you can do about it.
No, that's not what we said.
No, not at all.
Okay,
There are
maybe
things
I
that we
need
can
you
do,
to repeat what you think you could do about it.
Well, I think that people wearing masks helps. Okay?
It's not a cure.
Here, US CDC head says mask wearing could get COVID-19 under control within 4 to 8 weeks. Director Robert Redfield said on Tuesday, this was printed July 14th, that if all Americans wore a mask, the rising case of COVID-19 could be under control within 4 to 8 weeks.
Well, Larry, got a couple questions for you. The numbers of hospitalized people expressed on the website, is that people that are hospitalized currently?
That's my understanding.
Okay, there's 26 listed. And I'm assuming the same thing, so we want to make sure we get that figured out, because that's what gets asked a lot.
Yeah, it's gradually gone up, and for several days at least, Okanogan was at 7, and that hasn't changed, but the other counties now are equal to us, or still some are behind.
That is total hospitalized. Okay, that is over. It says dated last provided July 26th, 7th, 26 hospitalized.
And what was it? What did she say?
Okay. And so we'll need to make sure we put in there that that's overall during the COVID.
Yeah. See? There you go.
Okay. And those are on ventilators, that's how many have been on ventilators. That's okay. There's some uncertainty there. Okay. Then we can talk at health about. No. I know. It's what's being reported though, so people are relying on that information. Yeah, one of a couple of people.
I guess I'm still not hearing what people think you can do about it as elected officials.
So I'm in a meeting
phone
right
with
now.
Lori. He's trying to get some of these answers.
Yeah, we're in there. Okay. No. I don't think so. All right, bye-bye.
Yes, may I speak? Isabelle was asking what people might do about this. Well, I think we're ignoring what the governor's office is coming out with when he first proclaimed that we were going to wear masks and limit businesses. There was a statement made that that this would be, if people did not adhere to it, that they could be, I'm trying to do this from memory, I believe you could be subjected to $1,000 fine and or 60 days in the county jail. That was an actual statement. That's extreme, but we need some enforcement.
Bill, we appreciate your comments, and we spent some time on it, and we will have to be talking with health about several of the issues brought up. And I appreciate your observations, both of you. This is Cmr Branch.
Chris, may I make one final statement?
It's up to the chair.
Pardon me?
Yes.
Who wants to make the statement?
Okay, but it's 2:00. Time has expired for public comment, and we have another agenda item. So
Okay,
can you make it really quick?
I expect that from Mr. DeTro. Okay.
No, he said, can you make it really quick, Jerry?
Yeah,
It was just a statistic. I said,
really quick.
if you look at overall cases per 100,000 100,000 population, we have 1,486. If you add up all the cases, not just the last 14 days, 1,486 is higher than the number of cases per 100,000 in 38 states plus Puerto Rico. There are only 12 states that are better than we, as far as the population goes. Thank you.
Yeah, I read that in your email, Jerry, but thank you.
Me too, yep. Thank you.
Okay. Public comment is over, and we have the prosecutor here.
Good afternoon.
You
How are
are
you?
on the agenda.
All right, how you guys doing?
Good.
I'm here because Miss Melanie Bailey's office has resigned. So one, I need to turn in letter of resignation and her payroll change.
Okay.
But luckily, we were able to find a new hire.
Oh, good.
But they will, the new hire will actually, in the lawsuit record, they don't have much experience.
Okay.
So it would be more important, it would be more prudent to start in the district and promote Mr. Davignon, who's been with us for almost a year now. He had 8
Okay.
years civil experience, and he's in the district court. We actually hired him at a step 5
Okay.
because of the 8 years civil experience. What I'm asking is if I promote him to felony deputy prosecutor at step 1, he actually takes a pay cut.
Can't. A promotion, so it's in our policy that a promotion is an automatic, well, let me put it this way. It's 5% if you get a promotion. So you have to put him in whatever step is 5% more than what his pay is now.
I didn't see exact numbers, but I think that's step 2.
Okay.
That's what I was going to ask for was that.
So if you are promoting him, which it sounds like you are, then that's where he goes,
Okay.
by our policy.
And that was,
That's it?
yeah,
Oh,
that's all I
wow.
had.
Well.
I just wanted the board to be aware of
That's easy.
what's going on.
Now, do you have, do you have enough budget in your lines for those guys?
I believe so, because we had a vacancy so long that I think it'll all balance out for this year.
Okay, good.
Maybe next year's will change a little bit, but I almost a year that district was filled.
So you just work with Tanya on the promotion. I forget if it's I don't think we have to do a resolution, but I can't remember what the actual We might actually have to do a resolution.
Whatever protocol is, but I can't remember. Okay.
I think it's up to step 2, the department head can decide, and beyond that, then the commissioners.
But but in a promotion, do we have to authorize the promotion?
Only if it's a higher step than what the department head is allowed to set.
Okay. Well,
But
The numbers then on the 5%, if it's not higher than.
yeah, it's either step 2 or step 3, whatever it has to be.
Step 3, then I will go through the formal process.
the personnel manual is on the common drive as well. I think that will outline some of what those policy rules are.
I have a hard copy too.
I just asked the HR director, hey, what do we do normally? So we can keep it consistent.
Exactly.
May I, should I just turn this into Tanya, the payroll change notice?
Yeah, does that go to Tanya or Deb?
Probably, actually, that's
Yeah, I think you just turn it into Deb.
All right, well,
That's great.
unless you guys have questions for me.
Nope,
Nope,
All
that's
right.
good.
okay. Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Thanks for letting us know, Aaron.
Yeah.
No worries, no worries.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good.
So, you are now on the consent agenda.
So we have several items by the consent agenda. We've got the vouchers. We have a voucher from Methow EMS. This is the end of year payment that the amended contract requires. After speaking with Pam Johnson in the treasurer's office to determine what that amount was, we determined it was $3,065.44.
Okay.
That will leave the required cash to operate for the rest of the year, as well as anything we receive for the taxes. So there's that too. And then the consent agenda.
You have some more things?
Nope, that's just those two.
Okay.
Did you send Chris, did you send any changes to the minutes? No. So we're not ready to do minutes? I'm ready to talk about it if you want, or you? Yeah, there was just a few things. Yeah, there wasn't too many things. Okay. Well, you want to get all this stuff done and then we can.
So I move to adjourn as the Okanogan County Board of Commissioners and reconvene as the Methow EMS.
Okay. So I'm the chairman now.
So we move.
Second.
Oh, second, sorry.
All in favor?
Aye. A little premature.
Okay, I would move to approve the vouchers for Methow Valley EMS in the amount of $3,065.44.
Second motion.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move to adjourn as the Methow EMS and reconvene as the Okanogan County.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
The chairman, can you borrow that blue pen, please?
He just had a personnel.
It was, the process was
Okay.
all payroll change notices and new hire notices come to us first. We have to sign off on the bottom because we make changes in the system.
Sorry, that was
checks
my
and
fault.
balances, and then we, after the signature is on there, we give it to payroll. Also, he'll have to go into a step 3, which requires a resolution from the board of commissioners.
So we'll have to go to
All
step
right.
3?
Yeah.
So that part was right.
It will need a
If
resolution.
he went to step 2 though, on a promotion,
He wouldn't need a resolution.
We wouldn't need a resolution. There have been times in the past where, to memorialize it, we have resolutions if someone's being promoted or put into the position because it's vacant, and they're treating it as a promotion internally rather than going out
then going out to hire.
to advertise the position. but this one, it would have to be a step 3 for that particular individual.
I personally think that if somebody's getting promoted, that we actually should sign a resolution to say that they're getting promoted, and that way you figure out how that person got to that position. Yeah. Because if you look back in the records, and then all of a sudden you just see, oh, how did he get from here to there? Yeah, exactly.
It makes sense.
So yeah, so in that instance, we do need a resolution and also the payroll change notice.
Okay. So maybe we still have not. I know. I'm not.
They started.
But we have never signed off on the personnel policy change, right?
No, because we keep having to change and change and change. Yep. So at some point, we're just going to have to bite the bullet, adopt it.
But there should be some bullet points that are put forward just as far as like policies that we should adhere to when we're doing hiring, terminations, promotions, in-house, if we're advertising in-house first and then going outside, kind of what's the steps for that. Just some bullet points to say, okay, this is, so that we all remember it.
And I have that list. I don't know if it captures everything that I can think of off the top of my head, but it hits the high points.
Can you email that to us?
Sure.
Okay. And then would you call Ari and tell him I made a mistake?
Sure.
That's all right. You notice how fast she answered, sure, I will. That was not a hard sell, I guess, on my part, was it? No, not at all.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second. Okay. Aye. So, there's your card back, because I did verify my data.
Okay. Thanks.
What?
So those are challenges to myself, Left.
No, you can pass those to me all the time.
Okay.
I actually thought that was pretty good. Because you're not, you didn't come out and give me a lashing. You just said, here.
Well, honestly, it is something that
I agree
with myself.
No, I totally agree with you. You can't just state, hey, I heard this, without actually, I said somebody high up in government. I knew it was somebody high up in government.
That's what scared me about it, actually.
Well, isn't that odd that where the head of the CDC says if you wear masks for 48 weeks, it's to be gone? I don't believe that.
Yeah, I think you have to couple that with some other things. I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah,
but one thing about it is that he's trying to make a case for wearing masks.
Well,
which is fine. Let's wear them.
Look at a lot of this stuff that's put out there, even by the CDC, and they will even prioritize and say that masks, that social distancing is above masks on the.
Yeah. I think there's two things going on for me that I finally, after I look at data and listen to arguments about data, it's just there's two things that just come to rest in my mind. One of them is that the numbers are going up, and as long as we're using the same standard, we know the numbers are going up across the country. And secondly, social distancing and all those things are the things that keep it down. That's all. For me, it's as simple as that. And so ordering people to do things can work in some places, but in Okanogan County right here, I'm concerned that it will just drive those that don't believe it to then disobey. So I think because more people are wearing the mask, because it's so.
Yeah, I walked into, I went into Home Depot today, and I did see one person in there that wasn't wearing a mask, and nobody was standing around them.
Right. Right. And so, eventually people are starting to go, we think we better do it. You can't go to the store typically if you don't, but then again, people are walking in there and nobody's saying doing either, so I don't know.
Well, but I saw where Walmart came out with a statement that said, we are no longer going to mandate that people wear masks because there was some physical altercations that their employees got into with people, and they don't want to deal. They don't want to deal with that. Which, for me, I'm like, why would your employee get in a physical confrontation? All you got to do is call the local police department or sheriff and say, I need to trespass this person because this is a private business. They're not just, you don't just have a right to walk into a private business.
That's right, you can deny service to anybody.
They had security at the door over the weekend
At Home Depot?
Yeah,
at Walmart.
yeah, they have
Oh.
had,
Interesting.
Yeah.
but early in the morning they don't.
That's good.
Like there's lots of people that go at 5 o'clock in the morning because there's very few people in the store, and you can practice social distancing, and they don't require you to wear a mask if the population in the store is way down. But at a certain hour, the security guy comes on, and then. But I just just like I stated yesterday, I try to avoid all stores and businesses. I send my wife to do it, or if they have curbside,
Right.
I
That's
call
what I
an
was just
order.
gonna say, if people don't want to wear a mask in the store, why don't they just do curbside?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the appearance of people walking around with no mask makes it appear like, well, all right, well, we'll
If
take
I
mine
have
off.
to
I don't
go
have
in,
to. They
I
don't-
usually tell people, I just walk inside and say, hey, I've got a medical condition. Can I come in? I ask.
Mhm.
And usually they say, well, if you can practice social distancing, okay. And like I said, I think it was this morning, I told one business that I needed to go in, and the gal went like that, I went like that, and I went to tell her what my condition was. She didn't want to know. And she thought that was a HIPAA violation, even if I volunteered it to her.
I think that's something that we should be doing, though, is that, we initially had some videos we made with emergency management, and I think we should do that more often, because then what happens is that thing, appeal to authority thing, can work more than one way. It's like, so you got 3 county commissioners that say, we're really concerned about what's been happening as a result of the opening of business. We don't want to close business. And make these points that get out to the public that we truly believe that we could lower the rate if we actually did these things. And so it would help. I think that would help. I think that could get 25 more people to go, well, the commissioners are really concerned and they want to tell us that these things that we've been doing are good things to be doing.
Well, that's why I stated in an open public meeting my condition.
Mhm.
I want people to know.
Yeah.
But I also want them to know I'm not going in these businesses simply because I don't want them to be embarrassed. I don't want a confrontation unless I absolutely have to, and it's a necessity. That's the only way that I
Did
do
you
it.
hear what I said?
The thing that is bothersome to me,
Yeah.
is that you have like a newspaper article that comes out in the Seattle Times.
Mhm.
And when our public health official is frustrated
Mhm.
with that article, obviously there was no communication between, or a lack of communication between our public health department and somebody writing an article for sensationalism or whatever. So that's where, people look to that and go, just like what Isabelle said, about going to the New York Times. Okay, well, where's the New York Times getting their information from?
So here's something that I just mentioned here is that, again, I'm going to boil it down to just a couple of things. I don't care. I don't care if people get this information somewhere. I see the numbers going up across the country. And so the New York Times says that. And so that there's some truth to that. I do believe.
Absolutely.
And so, and I think it's because my observation is that because we backed away from it. We went, okay, we think we got a handle on it, everybody, we got to open business, and for good reason, it's an economy. So, but I think that one thing that we can do, and it's a small thing, and that's what I was talking to Jim about, was that we didn't make any more of those videos, and we should, as county commissioners, make the videos and tell them how concerned we are about that, and say, these are those things that we were doing before. We're not going to, we backed away from mandating these things, but we really need to do them.
Yep.
And we should make that message known so that they know that we're thinking that. and not a threat as far as we're going to close business, but it's like, if we're going to keep business open, we're going to have to keep doing these things.
It's not just about business, though. That's what people keep thinking. I look at, okay, so.
No, it's not. I'm just saying that that's part of the conversation.
Well, it is part, right?
Okay.
But I look at the Methow. Okay. We had from day one, everybody was going, oh my gosh, we're going to get infected with all these people coming over. And we have a lot of people coming over.
I went over there.
Right? You did, yeah.
Yes,
so you saw all the people along the river, all this other stuff. But yet, we only had, what was it, 2 cases in Carlton. Okay, so somehow, something's going on that we're not getting a higher rate. Does that mean we're not, I don't know, are we not testing very many people over there? I don't know. So, data gaps like that bug me. You know, now, you know, down here, obviously, there's a lot of these are the migrant farm workers, and they're just tight together. Trevor's been doing an excellent job all the way from February till now, working with the public health and keeping those people quarantined and then moving them out as they need to be, you know, unquarantined.
So I'm going to ask that we do that.
Make another Facebook video?
Yeah, we should do it on a little more regular basis, in fact, so that we in fact, are telling the community what we're looking at, because, you know, it's a long time between the health board meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a long time, and things change so quickly. That's the thing. I mean, things are changing quickly.
The other thing too is, well, next week I think we should have, you know, Lori and some of the other healthcare folks come in.
Mm-hmm.
Say, hey, look, you know, we're getting people asking us, telling us that we need to do something.
And so,
what is the recommendation on what we do?
And then there's those frequently asked questions and points made that we should get answered, so that they don't continue. Because, you know, and it may be, okay, that's cumulative, that's fine. But making the point that, okay, this is the measure, you know what the measure is measuring.
Yep.
And that's important.
And there you go.
But don't minimize it. You know, that's the...
No, and I'm not trying
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that to the public.
Yeah.
Don't minimize it based on that.
Don't minimize it, but just know what the data actually is reading.
Yep, and that's what and it may be the best you can collect. You know.
Are we on vouchers?
Yep. I move to approve the vouchers and payroll in the total amount of $391,396.38.
I like that number. Second.
Yep.
2.3. All in favor?
Aye.
Well, yeah, but the 2.3 included public works.
I know. Public health isn't in it though, so I move to approve the vouchers for $1,184.75 for public health.
Second.
Oh, okay.
Aye. That stuff. But I wonder if that the new group, the CHI, is actually would be doing that sort of public information stuff, or if it's still Mo. I'll check.
They're having. Oh, now did you guys get the invitation from Alana to not the meeting next this week Thursday?
I believe I did.
Okay.
Hopefully it popped up in the calendars. Result for the reply.
Is there others?
Just our minutes, and then we're done.
Yeah, you want to get
minutes?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so July 20th?
July 20th.
Oh, there was one place, so Lanie on the 20th.
Okay, just a sec. Okay.
So on line 33, so 32 says, Commissioner Hover noted that the sheriff received their 5 vehicles and the sheriff believes the loan amount is short about $9,000. He didn't think it was a big deal. That kind of minimizes actually what I said. And what I noted was that on a projection for a loan amount, the $9,000 was fairly minimal, and that I think that we could find that in our budget to fix that. So
I liked that. I did highlight it.
I bet you did.
Okay. Go to 238.
Hold on, just
okay.
Let me keep moving down the thing.
Okay. You'll probably find out anyway. It's something that you said anyway.
I bet you I do find it because I think I did find it.
Should have just summed it up by saying leave it to the beavers, but
oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, yeah, I've seen that too. 111 says Commissioner Hover said the only reason the TV district exists in the Methow is because the Thurlows allowed the tower on their land. I don't think that I said the only reason. I said it was
A reason.
a reason. I mean, it was a big part of why it exists. The reason that it actually exists was the people that asked the Thurlows to do it. So I mean,
let's see the
Hover said one reason.
what's that?
Commissioner Hover said one reason the district exists.
Yep.
So the tower is on their land too, huh? The tower itself?
No, it's not.
So that's the part I was wondering
It's
about.
the easement for the power.
Yeah, so that should be cleared too.
The easement
To the tower.
to the tower.
Because the tower's actually on Forest Service.
Yeah, I've been on it. And I had a bull chase me up and down on the easement.
Now the easement over their land to the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Which
213.
Which is Forest Service. Okay. 213.
I'm not sure exactly what Commissioner Hover listed the wire
Projects.
and projected
Projects, I think, shouldn't that be in projects?
testimony from saying they have less water. No, I don't even know about that because I didn't even think I ever linked wire 49 in this public hearing.
It is a little bit fragmented.
To the, I guess the
ordinance.
Maybe you could just say Commissioner Hover,
Discuss no net loss.
or discuss the testimony from people saying they have lost water. In his opinion, we should increase the aquifer in the watershed.
You have less water, therefore.
You meant to supplement the aquifer or increase the aquifer?
Yes, supplement the aquifer. However you want. I don't mind if she puts it in like that. I mean,
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Because that's probably what you said.
I just
take out, all you had to do, Lanie, was take out listed to loss.
I already did.
And put in, okay.
I just said, do you discuss testimony from people who have less water?
Yep. Perfect. Now, where are we at? 234?
Yeah, it was 238, I think. 238.
Up the water and saturate. Oh, yeah, 238. Commissioner Hover thinks that is something we should do to back up the water and saturate.
I think that.
It was the statement because I asked her if there was Yeah, Ernie. If there was beavers attack the other day, and then I said, I think that we should do the analog beaver dams.
Yeah,
try to help.
I think he did, or maybe Jim did, talked about the flow. It's hard to put beaver dams on the main stem of that stream, is what somebody brought up.
Well, when you go down in there, though, it's deep right there by the road. Where when you're climbing up through that grade there. I mean,
The reason I say that is because when you get the velocity in the spring, I don't know if a beaver dam in that particular part of the stream would hold up, but up in those part of the water.
The upper end would.
Yeah, that's
from like 20 bar 3 up.
Yeah,
Yep.
that looks like.
And that'd probably be the better place to do it anyway, because then you're replacing with.
Yeah, because there's some flat areas out there that actually I think they probably did at one time at beaver dam.
Did you change? Did you change 238?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Commissioner Hover thinks we should do something like beaver dams that would back up the water and saturate the area.
Yeah, perfect. All right, so that's all I had in that.
That's I was tracking the same stuff. So.
Okay. And then.
So I'm good with that.
And on the 21st. I don't think there was very much.
Yeah, I didn't find. I don't know if I even did anything with the 21st. Oh yeah, let's see. Motion was on line 60.
60?
Mm-hmm.
Is it 160?
No, just 60.
I don't have a motion. Motion was, yes. Yep.
Motion was authorized to do the correct testimony. Motion was seconded, that we should say. Passed. You just got.
Oh, I have that in mind.
Okay. Okay. We're doing it. I don't think I found it.
Policy.
I didn't have anything else.
That's it. That's all I have on that one. Are you good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would move to approve the commissioners proceeding, the amended commissioners proceedings. I guess they're not amended. The commissioners proceedings from July 20th and 21st.
Second the motion.
Okay, motion second, all in favor.
Aye. I guess it's the revised minutes, right?
Revised, yes. Because technically they go out in an email and they get revised.
What happened with our filming operation?
I don't know.
Maybe they're trying to give us a break.
Be nice.
That was pretty aggressive.
I know it was.
The what?
Oh, the filming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, well, where do we go with that? I thought it was happening.
Didn't they give us amended, scheduling? No, amended, text, amended,
We got a response from CGI about the changes that were made. And he said he's made some tweaks to the scripts as per the notes left on the Google Doc. I made specific references to the welcome section to Silver Star Glacier and Grand Coulee Dam, and made indirect references to the points of interest mentioned in the notes, as the county's abundance of features would be too long and laborious for the viewer. A montage of visuals with brief verbiage to set them up works better.
Yeah.
He said. So
I
he said, I do have the link to the new script if you'd like to look that over, the changes that he made.
I thought the one thing we were talking about was just going north, south, east, and west. It was just like, from the Canadian border to the dam, blah, blah.
I think they made it 3.
Yeah.
Instead of 4.
So you have that, though, to share with us?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. When does that need to get back to them?
So probably this week. Also, they are planning on an August 19th shoot date for the overall video. It'll be like a 3-day shoot.
So, Lanie, do you just want us to email you back and give you our opinion on what we think about them?
I want you to review it and then, give me your opinion about it, and then I can respond to them and just let them.
Because we went through it formally together, and
So there's one piece of it that I wanted to think about a little bit, and I haven't had an answer for it yet. But for the part of it that deals with the eastern part of the area, I'm a little concerned about just emphasizing the Grand Coulee Dam when we're talking about the Colville Indian Reservation.
I think we should emphasize that too.
Yeah.
I think they're for them, when Arnie is sitting here talking about how they want to increase tourism and things like that, I think that's important.
Yeah, me too. It's something that we need to recognize, that somehow make sure that we recognize that there's this sovereign nation that we communicate with, and we, something about that.
I agree.
So that, because emphasizing the dam on the reservation is probably isn't going to make a lot of people
No, you're right.
pleased about it.
Yeah. When actually we should be emphasizing the fact that they have a cultural heritage in this county, and that they're, the whole different things that you can see down there. Yeah, I agree.
I have to say that 6 of my uncles, who are half Indian, worked on Grand Coulee Dam.
That would have been it's interesting to think about the infrastructure that was built in this country. Oh yeah. And now to think of kind of what we don't do, or the road systems and how they are degrading and things like that, and then just to go back to that and think, man, people built the 7 wonders of the world.
Have you ever, and those were big infrastructure serving, a lot of need. Have you been to Beartooth? I think it's Beartooth Pass, Beartooth Highway.
Oh, Highway to the Sun?
That's on the other side. That's a glacier.
Yeah.
That one, and then the Beartooth is south of there.
Mm-hmm.
And those were make work projects to get people employed,
Mm-hmm.
and they're amazing.
Well, CCC.
Yep.
But Concanelli, you go up to Concanelli, too bad Ben's, they're tearing all that stuff down, but that Forest Service compound, that was all CCC camp. The old Salmon Meadows Lodge built by CCC.
It was like, hey, put people to work, build some government infrastructure.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. I know. And that actually is such a wise plan.
Something that you get to thinking about is that and especially like the Beartooth and the Garden Wall up there, and those kinds. those are like amazing feats that they did with very less equipment than you could.
Yeah, back when the lawyer, the ratio of lawyers to people was.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the North Broad State Highway, I guess. Oh, guys. Gotcha.
Oh.
One of those cards. Hey, do you want to put the names of people on those cards? I'll screw up the lettering on them, but and we can pick either one. But I've customized them. I put this in there.
Oh.
There's the stickers.
Oh, wow. I'm not sure what the names are. Of who?
Well, one was Leah.
Okay.
I'll ask Jim.
So I haven't written the names yet. I guess one is Leah and one is. Oh, are they?
They just, I don't know, Jim. Somebody. I don't know. If I sign my name, nobody will know.
Yeah.
I printed my name because I figured that if they looked at it, they would not know who it was.
If I scribble mine, they'll probably know who it is. Yeah, she's got me.
So.
Which one was to Ed?
Oh, okay.
One was to.
This one's probably to Leah, or is this?
Whichever you think. They're both, you know.
Okay, they're both nice.
Yeah, I know. Take your pick.
This one's probably.
Yeah, Jim could. One's to a woman, one's to a man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you see the sticker I found for those?
Yeah.
That's stick. Yeah, they have those at the little shop downtown. Grams Attic. Yeah, I just realized they got a sign out there. I think they said they were in business for 30 years. Grams Attic. It just seems like yesterday they put that dang thing.
No kidding.
Wow.
It was across the street, though, for a while, too, though.
Yeah, it was in different locations.
Which one of these policy statements are we using as the personnel policies? I get one.
Well,
this is
the
updating.
PDF one is the one that I referred to.
That's updating, so that's
the resolution.
Work in process. Oh, this is a resolution.
Yeah. I think it's under the common, under
I'm on the common drive.
personnel manual.
Okay, I'll continue. Oh, yeah, this one maybe, huh? It's records management.
No. Go to the, slide down a little bit. Down.
Is there another comment that you use?
No.
Okay. Personnel, maybe? Putting down the personnel manual?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's a lot of stuff now.
And then the second one.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much.
I believe that's the one.
Look, yeah, it's got all the amendments listed.
No, not all of them. Just the prior ones.
Really? 1999. Oh, huh?
2004.
Okay. Goes to 2004. We have them since then.
And then we have all those resolutions that have that
that
are
have the
to be
amendments?
incorporated.
Oh, okay. That was what we were,
Yeah,
oh, that makes it difficult.
yeah. Well,
Get it done and it'll be okay.
I know that when Nan was working on it, she was trying to incorporate all those changes as well, from 2004 before.
Mhm. It's one of those kind of things where if you can get it done every time you do it, you're good.
Yeah,
But if you wait,
yeah. It should be
Like
like an
raise-
annual process, just like the other things
it's
we
a lot
do
easier.
or need to do.
We'll work on it.
So the board adjourned.
Adjourned.
Okay.
I can say that. Maybe we gotta have a policy that says when you hear the door slam the second time, what happened?